Armin, could you give us an update on what's going on with Iran? Did the protests stop? No, the protests have not stopped. They have been the longest continuous protests, I think, ever. Qasim, you're in the live chat. Can you correct me if I'm wrong? This has been the longest continuous protests ever in Iran's history. No? Anybody? Qasim, is that true? So, guys, for people who don't know, the protests are happening in Iran, and there doesn't seem to be that much of an appetite as before as for suppressing it, because I think they're just like, I don't know why. Qasim is confirming that yes, it is actually the longest continuous protest, but it started before what happened in Khuzestan because of the water shortages. It started right after the election. We saw protests starting over workers going on strike, mainly from the oil industry and also from the dairy industry. Am I right? And they were going on strikes. And then the water shortages in Khuzestan, which is a province in Iran. It's an Arab-speaking province in Iran. Arab Iranians live in Khuzestan, by the way. A lot of people don't know that Iran has a province of, Arab Iranians. So not all Iranians are Persians. In fact, there are many other ethnicities other than Persian in Iran. Like we have Kurdish, we have Turkish, we have Baluch, we have Lor. But yeah, we also have an entire province of Bakhtiaris and Arabs. And this is a province that Iran's government is very sensitive about, because first of all, it's a border province. So they're worried about the Arab neighbors using it as a way to create, they try to suppress the people over there, because they are trying to, the government also fearmongers, tries to reduce support of other Iranians for this province by suggesting that these are separatists, right? But a lot of people in the protests are saying that they're not separatists. They just be needing water, right? And also there's a misunderstanding. A lot of people think like water as in like people don't have water to drink. It's not. It's water for the land, right? Like the crops are drying, right? It's not like, and it's not like water that humans drink to stay alive. That's like a fraction of the water that this province needs right now, right? And most of it, and this is, guys, don't blame this. A lot of people are trying to be like, oh, people in Iran are protesting because of their crippling sanctions is making U.S. sanctions is making people's lives miserable. This is one of those instances that it was mismanagement by it's less to do with sanctions. This was an active, intentional decision by the government to direct water from this once fertile land in Khuzestan to other provinces in Iran, which were more ethnically, religiously, and ideologically in line with what the government is happy with. So basically, it's kind of like the water was stolen with like these dams and stuff, right? So this is like people be angry. If anybody wants to blame this one and the U.S. sanctions, then they don't know what's happening again also in Iran. Okay. So people are protesting over water shortages, and this is gonna probably, I don't know, continue, because water, there's not, the water situation in Iran is getting worse and worse. Inflation is crippling, and that you could partly blame on the sanctions, but also blame a lot on the mismanagement by the government as well. What else? But now it's getting over. Now the protests are spreading to other cities, and it's just going beyond water. And people are just like saying death to Khamenei directly himself, the supreme leader. It's just like these are brave words right now in Iran, and you keep hearing it. You keep hearing it more and more often, with more frequency and less time between each one of these protests. Again, I'm not saying that this means the government is going to be toppled or anything. I don't know, but it's just getting a lot more intense, and it's just not stopping. And Yeah, it just seems like it's just now we just have nonstop protests. Every single gathering, like there was recently a celebration for like a football match, and that turned into a protest. Like it seems like if people be gathering, there will be protests. It seems like that's turning into a rule in Iran, right? So that's my update on the situation in Iran.
Hey guys, if you want to join these streams live, get your comments and questions read by Ali and Armin and the guests, and most importantly, to get full access to the full video versions of all these episodes, become a patron. Link in the description below.